Third-party tea on megachurch finances. This time, let's talk about the fair labor problems that we have. Look, I used to work at a megachurch. I don't anymore, but I'm not sure they're a good idea. So you guys have been sending me all kinds of really important tea that has been requested for me to spill on your behalf, and a lot of it has to do with how the churches deal with paying, compensating, and asking people to work for them. There is something called the FLSA, the Fair Labor Standards Act, I think, something like that, and some of it applies differently to churches, and churches have learned how to exploit it. But this is especially problematic in megachurches where some of the staff people make huge amounts of money. All right, there's a religious exemption for Social Security if somehow your religion, your belief system as a pastor means that you can't, I guess, give money to poor people. I've never quite understood that, but some churches, especially mega churches, use this sort of as just one of the pieces of paper that you fill out as a staff person, where you say, I am not going to pay into Social Security and I don't have to. And when you do that, you keep more of your money for yourself, but you are also shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to retirement. And let's be clear, it's not because they have a problem with feeding poor people, because a lot of these people have a lot of these churches, all the kinds of things that Social Security is used for, they proclaim that they think it's an important thing to be about. It's really so they can pay a bunch of their staff a lot less money. And then there's staff being required to volunteer their time. This is an important piece because you technically are not allowed to volunteer your time as part of the things that you would normally be doing as a job. And so multiple people, lots and lots of people have emailed me and said, look, here's what they did. They told us these other people are volunteering. Then that means that you have to now work 50, 60, 70 hours a week, every single week, because we expect you to volunteer here too. Are they exempt employees? Nope, they're not. Are they paid overtime? Absolutely not. And then there's the interns. Oh yeah. The interns that don't get paid. Now, the only way you should not be able to pay interns is if they are doing things that they're getting training. The standard is if they are doing basically more work for the church than they're getting out of training, you've got to pay them. Something like that. I'm not a lawyer. Don't quote me on that. But multiple stories of interns being required, like a job, to work tons and tons of hours for free in the hopes that maybe they could get one of the few paid internships. And then at the end of all of that, they have to miss something because they have an exam, and them ending up in tears as somebody fires them for not being committed enough to this mega church. And they're being fired from a volunteer position. So when you go to one of these places, talk to their staff. Are they required to volunteer an extra 10, 20 hours a week? Talk to the interns. Are they getting paid? Because you think you're getting to be part of something really great. And all of these staff people are so amazing. But it turns out a lot of them are being taken advantage of, being asked to sign pieces of paper that mess up their long-term retirement, and taking advantage of young adults who are idealistic and want to be some part of something bigger than themselves. I know a bunch of young adults who have gone through those kind of internship programs, and let's just be clear, none of them are in the church anymore.